So, imagine you've invented a machine that's supposed to generate unlimited power wirelessly, but you got something worse. G'day Dark Realmers, it's horror author and illustrator Michael J. Elliott here with you again today. And today I've got for you another original Netflix horror film. Hey, if this is your first trip to the diaries, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you want some help in choosing the best horror books and horror movies from the world of Hollywood or indie, then you've come to the right place. Just hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you'll always be up to date with our latest videos. Okay, Dark Realmers, our house is an interesting film to say the least. It's a slow burn and it's one of those films that I almost gave up on, okay? And it takes a lot for me to do that because I'm usually pretty good at giving a movie a fair go. Now the story concerns Ethan, and he's basically working on a project with his girlfriend that will generate electricity or power without the needs of wires. So his idea is that in not too distant future we'll be able to power up our laptops, well that's wireless anyway, hey? But our PCs, televisions, vacuum cleaners, the whole world will run on wirelessly generated electricity. Now he comes home for a spring break with his family, his mum and dad, his brother Matt and his sister Beck. And this is where events change. Now before I get into it and tell you a little bit more, here's the trailer for you to have a look at.
Let's do this. Imagine a world where your phone never dies or appliances come without plugs. We have wireless internet, so why not wireless electricity?
Should something be happening?
Just give it a second.
Hello?
You gotta come home. There was an accident. A truck crashed right in front of Mom and Dad.
You guys holding up okay?
It's been rough, but I think we're hanging in there.
Does it work?
I think it does work. Just not on light bulbs.
Last night, I think I saw Mom and Dad. You can't live in that house and tell me you don't feel them.
What makes you so sure you're interacting with your parents?
Why don't they talk to me?
You're not ready yet.
Those who believe in the Holy Spirit shall find the paths of righteousness.
Why are they doing this?
Found you!
Now the whole dynamics of the movie changes when Ethan's mum and dad are killed in a car accident, and he has to drop out of college and basically step up to the plate and be the guardian of his younger brother and sister. And this is where the movie really slows down, Dark Realms. We get a very good view of the struggles Ethan faces. He's had to drop out of college, he's working in a hardware store. It's a very mundane, grindy type of job. He's got the parental responsibilities of dropping the kids off to school and feeding them, and he's not much of a cook. Now the problem with this part of the movie, Dark Realmers, is even though the scriptwriter and the director have set it up so that we can see the frustration that Ethan's feeling in this new role. It does go on a bit too long, and this is where the movie almost lost me, Dark Realmers, because yes, I understood that, you know, his teacher of his younger sister is a little bit concerned about her. You know, Matt seems to be very resentful of Ethan. He tends to blame him for their parents' death because Ethan said at the night, I've got to go and do the project, Mum and Dad, because we've booked the room. You know, it's very hard to get time in the project room on, you know, here. So, you know, but we'll be back. And so he blames him. He feels that if Ethan and his girlfriend hadn't left that night and stayed, then Mum and Dad would have been later going out, and or maybe not gone out at all, and they would have still been alive. Now, during this period, because Ethan has got these new responsibilities as a parent stroke guardian, he's broken up with his girlfriend Heidi, and she is trying to reach out to him and reconnect and saying, look, if you need anything, I'm here. But he doesn't feel he can give their relationship a lot because he's, you know, looking after Beck and Matt. But it's when Heidi sends him a box with their project that his interest gets fired up again. And this is where the movie starts getting creepy, Dark Realmers. We get introduced to the neighbour Kevin, who asks him what he's working on, and he says, oh, it's, you know, just a project to, you know, to generate power. And this neighbour's a little bit creepy. He's by himself. We learn that his wife has died, and, you know, he relates to what Ethan's going through. Now, things start taking a dark twist, Dark Realmers, when he asked Kevin, who is an electrician working for the power company, is there a way he can get some more power? He needs more power to get this device working. Now, I have to say, Dark Realmers, the device looks really cheap and nasty. I don't think they went overboard on the design of this, you know, sort of U-Butte, wonderful, it's going to change the world device, because it's like a box with a spinning thing like that on it. Yeah, I think they could have sort of invested a bit more in that. But it's what this machine does. And there are scenes in here that are genuinely creepy. Okay, now I'm saying to you, Dark Realms, hold on, because you have to get through that whole family setup dynamics that Ethan's going through before things start happening. Okay, now one of the things is Beck is on the swimming team, and she's having a contest with herself that she started when her mother was alive, to see if she could hold her breath underwater for 1 minute. And things start getting creepy when she's in the bath with her stopwatch and holding her nose. And she sits up and she says, Matt, why are you spying on me when her brother isn't around? And this is a time when the machine is generating power. Now, what this machine is doing, it is generating power, but it's opening something from the other side. Yes. And at first it seems wonderful. It seems that Beck and Matt are convinced that they have somehow, Ethan's machine has brought back their mum and dad. And even though, you know, Ethan is very rational, no, that's not possible. He starts doubting. He starts having, you know, questions whether this machine is actually doing something. And then things get very dark. Beck is trying to break her record when something holds her under the water, and you think, oh my God, you know, and she doesn't drown. That's not a spoiler, Dark Realm. It's just, you know, and she sits up and thinks it's her mum, you know, well, she doesn't say that, but why did you do that? Why did you do that? Then we find out, we see these shapes or spirits, and I've got to say, they are really well done, Dark Realmers. They are sort of like Rorschach ink blocks, but there's wispy black bits coming off them. So they're human shape, and you can see them walking with that human silhouette, but they're totally black, and it's like a sort of black haze, a black smoke. And when they walk down the stairs or they come into view, that's really, really creepy. And it's when these spirits start, you know, doing a lot of malevolent things that Ethan realizes, no, they haven't got hold of their mum and dad. This is something really, really bad. Then when he finds out from one of the neighbours the history of the house, that's when we find out things go really, really dark. Okay, because we find this isn't mum and dad, this isn't, you know, wow, gee, it's great, we're going to have mum and dad around, even if it's only in spirit form. No, this is something that happened in their house a long time before their parents bought it. Very, very creepy. Now, Dark Realmers, as I said, the cons of this movie is that it's a slow grind in getting to the atmospheric horror bits, but when it comes, it's really, really well done. Now, on the plus side, the performances are all really, really great. Ethan, even though he's not the guy who plays him isn't a standout actor, he does the role very well. We get that sense that there's frustration there, that this is a burden, and even though he never resents what he's doing, he often, you get that feeling, he's often thinking, what if? Matt, at first I didn't like Matt, because I felt he was being selfish, blaming his brother. But then looking at it from a younger child's perspective, who doesn't see things the way an adult or a young adult, such as his older brother, would see, it's understandable. And Beck gives, is just wonderful as the young girl who, you know, sort of tells them, you know, when Matt asks her, why won't mum and dad talk to me? And she just looks and says, oh, they say you're not ready yet. And little lines like that, very, very creepy. And one of the best performances is from the neighbour, Kevin. Now, there's a scene where the machine goes missing, and it culminates in a showdown with Kevin the neighbour, okay? Because the machine that's doing all this is not just confined to the house, okay? Things are happening around them, especially next door at Kevin's place. That's all I'll say, Dark Realmers. So like I said, if you can hang in there and just treat the first half of the movie as maybe a sort of family drama, but the little scenes where things are mentioned or things occurred, like the teacher mentioning, has Beck ever talked about her friend Alice? And Ethan says, no, must be someone here. She goes, no one at school, or no one in her class. She says Alice lives with you, and that's when you think, oh, imaginary friends. No, I don't think so. Something spooky. Okay, Dark Realmers. Well, I can't tell you a great deal more about this movie, otherwise I will be spoiling it for you, but hopefully the trailer's given you a taste for it. And as I said, hang in there with the first half of the movie and treat it as a family drama. Listen to everything, because it'll play a part later when the chill factor starts. Now, this is freely available. You can get it on DVD, but it's currently, well, here in Australia it was currently streaming on Netflix, and I don't know, because I don't know the scheduling or the distribution setup for Netflix US or UK, so if you can't find it there, you will be able to get it on DVD. Alright then, Dark Realmers, well, I hope you've enjoyed my review of Our House. Now, if you have seen it, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what you thought. Now, has this review piqued your interest? Let me know. And don't forget to give us a like and share this video, and it'd be really great if you could help support the Dark Realm Diaries and subscribe to us so I can keep bringing you some more great horror reviews. Well, that's it from me, horror author Michael J. Elliott, and until next time, if you're going to invent a machine that brings back the dead, remember, stay in the light Bye for now.